Good afternoon. Welcome to the June 6, 2018 Lebanon Utility Service Board meeting. Look at the record show that all board members in attendance. Also, we did have a working session prior to this meeting. A couple of items were discussed, of which no decisions were made, and it was properly noticed. With that, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, with that, the first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our May 23rd, 2018 meeting.
I make a motion we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Dan, seconded by Bill to approve the May 23rd.
Made by Jim, sorry.
Made by Jim.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Sounded like Dan.
It wasn't me.
Sorry about that, Dan.
Excuse me. Made by Jim, seconded by Bill to approve the May 23rd minutes.
Another 20 years, Dave.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item is SRF financing, Umbaugh advisory and accounting service listed as an action item. Sandra Morgan.
Yep, good evening. As you're aware, over the past several months, Lebanon Utilities has requested Umbaugh Associates to look at several different ways to finance our water capital improvement plan. After extensive review, it's been determined that we can move forward with financing from the State Revolving Fund, which is considered SRF, and that would be our best option. So today, we have Scott Miller with Umbaugh Associates here to present his proposal to help us move forward with that.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, board members. Our agreement that we had in place was for the implementation of the new rates and charges that just went into effect last month to get ready for the SRF project to fund the capital improvement program. So now this agreement before you today is the next phase of that, and that's the actual financing piece to prepare all of the documentation, financial documentation that's required to get this project funded through the SRF program. So the scope is inclusive of the financial due diligence information that will be required, as well as a new component that is now required or will be required effective July 1st with the SRF program, which is a long-term capital asset management plan. And so it will be, this agreement incorporates that scope as well, at least the financial piece of that. So, like I said, this takes care of our services through closing with SRF, which we expect to be probably March or April of next year. And with that, I'll answer any questions that you may have.
I got one. Thanks.
Questions for Scott on the proposal? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I move to approve the proposed municipal advisory and accounting services for the State Revolving Fund financing from Umbaugh and Associates for a not to exceed amount of $80,000, authorizing general manager to sign the pertinent documents.
Second then.
Motion made by Dan this time.
Yeah, it was.
Seconded by Jim to approve the SRF agreement with Umbaugh and Associates. Any comments from the audience? If not, I would entertain a motion, or all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Next item is Indianapolis Avenue Lift Station Project and Amendment. Michael Susan.
Good afternoon. Yes, I'm here to talk about the Indianapolis Avenue Lift Station Project and Amendment. The Indianapolis lift station project has been on the capital budget for several years. And at this point in time, it appears to be the time to move forward with that project. For several reasons. The existing lift station is outdated. 2, we need to extend sanitary sewer along the west side of Indianapolis to connect to a section of pipe that was installed in 2014. 3, there's an implement dealer that appears to be moving forward with a proposed project in that general area, just north of the Boone EDC property. And then the 4th reason is this will provide better sanitary sewer availability south of the fairgrounds. So a good project for 4 solid reasons. Given that the project has been through several changes, the updated proposed plan involved a considerable amount of effort by internal staff and the design lead who's here today, Brian Hood. I'll have him stand up so you put a face with a name. Brian's been involved in this project since roughly 2012. This project has had several concepts and ideas. We have a very solid concept now. In fact, I think it is actually probably one of the better, it is the better version of what we need in this area. And there was a previous site that's no longer available, and this new site has qualities that work well. The good news is no backtracking or anything like that, and the rest of the story is that the site is actually positioned in a way that it'll be a little bit further off of Indianapolis Avenue, creating a little bit more of a buffer for that thoroughfare. In addition to that is that the crews will actually come on an access road in between Bain and a site south of there, which is an access road up to the interstate. And so what's nice about it is our crews are going to not trouble or inconvenience the public as they turn into this location. It's a little bit of additional safety benefit for our crews and the public. So there was other items that as we reviewed the prints on this project, it became apparent that some changes needed to be made so that this project was done in a way that newest technology, built the right way. So there's an amendment that we're proposing for the new site and some of those adjustments. The project is included in the 2018 budget for $775,000. I'm recommending that the board approve the proposed Indianapolis Avenue lift station project amendment from Structure Point for a lump sum amount of $114,500 and authorize the general manager to sign all pertinent documents. Once bids are received, we'll return to the board to report on. And bids are quite a ways away from now on that. So the design needs to move first. Any questions at this point?
Yeah, I got a couple. In the agreement, and this may be a combination of you and Brian, I don't know, but
Sure.
Item 5 under additional services refers to the pump station designed to accommodate flows up to an additional 300 homes.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how that was determined.
I would say about 6 months ago, there was a proposed project in that general area. So what we decided to do was have some sort of accommodation at this lift station for a proposed project in that general vicinity. The idea being is that after this, let's say that, and at this point in time, that project is not, as far as I know, is stalled, essentially. But what we wanted to do was we didn't want to just make this project for the needs of today. We wanted it to be ready for the future, and that's why we selected that rough number.
Okay, so the pumps and everything would be sized to handle the peak flow from an additional 300 homes besides what's there currently?
That is correct.
Okay.
I can address it here on that.
So right now, all the components that have been built up to this point, the force main that went in along Indianapolis, all these components, what we've done is we'll put as much capacity as we can in there, and I think 300 is what we come up with to serve future areas. But that would also work very well what's already in place. So that's kind of the maximum amount of additional flow that we can put in there, which really would just require slightly larger pumps without affecting the overall site.
Item 7 says prepare drainage study and related calculations associated with the Bain property. Do you anticipate the need for a drainage study?
The reason
Considering
being,
the small size of the site?
yeah, and what we're looking at in that the corner lot that we were looking at right there, there's concerns about the drainage and how the drainage will be flowed. This is I guess the best way to describe it is this piece is adjacent to a culvert pipe, and the culvert pipe is a part of that is not functioning properly, etc. So as we go in there and install a lift station at a location, we didn't want to not have a game plan on how to make those amendments, to make those corrections, especially what property we're looking at right now. We're concerned about making sure we're good neighbors to everyone around, and so that was the purpose of having that item in there.
So if we have to build it up, and we cause watershed that will adversely affect Bain because of this project, we want that known before so that we can make the necessary steps. Okay, yeah.
So, but we're not anticipating the need to submit these calculations for approval from city consultant or anything?
We certainly hope not.
Item 9 indicates revised project manual to incorporate design modifications. Guess I was wondering what besides the bid proposal, quantity items, and maybe project description would need to be revised for the project manual, but other than what you have already for the original design.
Yeah, some things we are going to incorporate, some things we're actually going to be taking away from the original site to meet more of this site. We'll be incorporating things like something that's called an X-Ripper. What this does is help to pulverize anything coming from the nursing home and other issues that sometimes will clog up existing pump stations, the impellers on those. So we're going to be incorporating things like that.
So that wasn't part of the
original, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have some specification changes
That is correct. We'll be not only adding, but it will also be taking other specifications away as well.
Okay. Item 16, prepare NDOT permit application for road crossing. Do we have an NDOT crossing there?
The access road.
Yeah, both the access road and the off-ramp from 65 to Indianapolis.
Okay, where we're going to go out east.
Correct. Yeah, down there near 100.
Rule 5 permit, do you think the land disturbance will be more than 1 acre?
We don't believe so. We got to take in consideration, though, not only the land disturbance there, but the land disturbance of all the other work being done as well. Once we actually get into design, we have that survey, and we determine the amount of lot needed and amount of disturbance. We'll be able to determine at that time if a Rule 5 will be required.
On the next page, it talks about assist in bid document preparation, Lebanon Utilities presentation, attend pre-bid meeting, issue addenda, evaluate bids, and prepare bid tab. I guess I thought that would be in the original contract, or are you anticipating additional scope by changing location?
Yeah, that was part of the original contract. We actually were moving forward with that to cover some of the work. Mr. Waples, that was here prior, Authorized because of some of the work and changes that were being done along Indianapolis, but also with this project to cover some of those additional costs and getting it ready for bid. We actually used that money from the bid of that original project to cover that work. And we got approval to do that back in 2014.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Other questions?
Good questions, Gary. I like having an engineer on the board.
Yeah, good.
I would entertain a motion on that then.
I'll move to approve the Indianapolis Avenue Lift Station project and Amendment 4 from American Structure Point for not to exceed amount of $114,500 and authorize General Manager Whitman to sign all documents.
Second.
Motion made by Neil, seconded by Bill to approve the amendment for American Structure Point on the Indianapolis Avenue Lift Station. Any comments from the public? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, next item is Conservation Club remediation. And Trace is handling that.
I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. The 69 kV line, part of that line goes through what used to be the Conservation Club, which is now City Park, part of Longley Park. That property in there needed some remediation done because it used to be the firing range. Well, all the remediation was not completed, and so we need to really complete that remediation, and we've been asked by the mayor if we would participate and help get that cleaned up, as we're used to dealing with projects, and that's not really something that they do very often. So what we've done is we've taken a look at the documentation, and we've gotten a bid from ATC for $73,735.50. That bid, what it does is it takes and it allows them to complete the remediation and to complete all of the paperwork for that remediation that would go to state or federal government. What that does is we owe $50,055 for easements in that property to the city. And so what we'd like to do is, because the $73,000 doesn't cover all of the price, that's going to leave us a balance of $26,098.50 that we actually will have an overage. We've looked at our budget, and we feel that the utilities can cover that $26,000 plus in our budget for the 69 kV project, because we actually had some contingencies left. So that's where we would get the money for this project. Is $50,055 would come from easement money, and $26,098.50 would come from additional monies that are left in the project. So we have a way to get it covered. It's something that needs to be done. It allows us to be good neighbors with the city. And so I'm asking that you would approve the ATC contract. I'm open for any questions.
So Trace, just to understand clearly, our $50,000 payment for the easement will still go to the city to be recorded, and then that money will go toward the $73,735.50, leaving us $26,098.50 to pay.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Do we believe that that's a maximum expense?
As far as we know, yes. This is a not to exceed number that we are Quarry
and myself are saying this is our hard number. ATC went out 4 different times and looked at the property to make sure that, because we told them we needed a hard number.
Okay.
Trace, will you look at your documentation and clarify just so we have the right amount in the minutes? Because
Yes.
up top, you have 73,735, and the actual request is 73,753.
Oh.
Which, and I did not catch that, my apologies, so which would you like approved?
Let me take a look real quick. It's on page 3 of their documentation, is $73,753.50.
That's
Okay.
right, when you put the two
I've heard
together.
it stated twice
Thank
the
you.
wrong way,
I
so wanna
appreciate
make
that.
sure.
Transpositional error. Divisible by 9.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, other questions or comments?
I'm going to abstain because of my involvement with the Conservation Club.
Okay, Bill, understood. I would entertain a motion then on this.
I'd move to approve the proposal provided by ATC, not to exceed amount of $73,753.50 to remediate the Conservation Club area of Longley Park, with Lebanon utility portion to be $26,098.50, with General Manager Whitman to sign all documents.
Second that.
Okay, motion made by Neil, seconded by Jim to approve the Conservation Club remediation. Any comments from the audience? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trace. Next item on the agenda is 501 East Noble Street. We've heard that address before. Additional closing costs. This is an action item. Sandra Morgan.
Hopefully this is the last time. So as part of the 69 kV project, Lebanon Utilities purchased the property located at 501 East Noble Street. In total, the board approved $192,589.33. So this amount was based off the purchase price and then estimated fees at the time. We are now in receipt of all the invoices to close out this property. And the total came in at $193,450.06, which is over the amount approved by $866.07. And that's a very small amount in the scheme of things, but because of the way it was approved, we do have to ask that the board approve the additional $866.07 to finish off this property purchase.
Questions on that? Sounds like we could put this to bed, maybe. I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we move to approve the additional $866.07 to close out the property acquisition at 501 East Noble Street.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Neil to approve additional closing cost at 501 East Noble Street. Comments from the audience? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're getting this agenda whittled down here. Our next item is approval of claims.
I'd make a motion, we approve the claims as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Jim, beaten by Bill, seconding the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Other business that may come before the board. Any board members have any comments, or? If not, I would open it up for the opportunity for public comment. Seeing none. Our next board meeting is scheduled for June 20th at 5:00 p.m. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Dan, seconded by Neil to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you and have a good evening.